we are going to be ranking every single map in Valorant. We're going to be ranking these maps in alphabetical order from S tier all the way down to F tier. We're kind of going to talk about what we like and what we dislike in each one. With all that being said, let me know if you like this kind of content by leaving a like, comment, and subscribe to let me know what you guys want to see in the future. Alright boys, we got our handy dandy tier list here. We got all the maps here, including the range, which we'll talk about the range probably at the end. That's going to be the last one that we rank. First map that we got is Ascent. Ascent's one of my favorite maps. I feel like it's balanced all around. I kind of like, I play Sova and Jet. Those are my two mains. And I feel like it kind of balances well. With Sova, there's a decent amount of lineup spots. I mean, there's lineups in every map, but also this map, it just feels right, It just feels like everything's kind of balanced and just overall a good experience. So for that, I feel like we're going to put it in S tier. It's my favorite map. I feel like it's the best map in all of the competitive maps. Let me know if you guys agree with that down in the comment section below. The next map that we're going to be ranking is Bind. In my opinion, Bind is kind of like Icebox in the desert. It's not my favorite map, but it's not the worst. It's not the worst. But for those reasonings, I just feel like it's very aim heavy. I think we're going to put it in B tier. This list is going to evolve as we get into it and as we move down. Further down, we're going to have to probably bump some things up, bump some things down. We'll switch around. This is not final, but for right now, I like Ascent in S tier and Bind in B tier. The next map that we're going to be talking about is Breeze. I got one word for Breeze. It's rotate. The rotations on this map are so long, and I feel like it's so spaced out and so big for no reason, which, is nice to defend on, but to attack on it sucks. It kind of just sucks either way you look at it, because you can't really, like, if you fake one site, everyone has to, like, it's just a lot of rotation, a lot of running around. I feel like I'm running around a lot in this map, so for those reasonings, I'm going to put it in C tier. I don't think it's absolutely horrible. I feel like if it was shrunken down a little bit, it would probably be a better map. For our next map, we're going to rank Fracture. It's very my opinion on this is very controversial, boys. I believe that Fracture is actually a good map. I enjoy it quite a bit. It's one of my better maps too. I win a lot on this map, so that could be a reason why I'm blinded. But I feel like adding the zip lines to move across and basically attacking from two directions on every site is nice. It's easy to rotate through. I mean, everyone can say that a map's attacker-sided or defender-sided, but in my opinion, I feel like most of the maps today aren't too bad with that. I mean, I know Pearl back in the day before they, changed up the long and stuff, it was more attacker-sided, but we'll get into that when we open up Pearl. For those reasonings, I think I'm going to put Fracture in C tier. I'm going to put it above Breeze. I feel like it's a better map than Breeze. And I feel like Fracture might even get bumped up to B tier eventually once some of these other maps start falling in. The next map that we're going to be ranking is Haven. Haven, man. This map is one of my favorites as well. It's going to be on the upper side of this tier list. I'm thinking about putting it in A tier, but we'll leave it in A tier. It's going to go in A tier, and I'll explain why. We're going to put it in A tier because I just feel like having 3 sites, it was one of the first maps that had 3 sites. It's definitely what Lotus is trying to be. Lotus is trying to be Haven. The Haven's not trying to be anything. It's already good. It's already a good map. It basically anything that you can really think of that makes Valorant fun, you can do in Haven. Say if you're a person who sits back and you do lineups, it's easy to rotate throughout the map. It's easy to fake one site and go back to your team. It's easy, it feels very equal on all ends. I mean, granted, defending it's a little harder because there's 3 sites, but to be honest, I mean, you can figure it out. If you have one Sentinel, they can just hold down site. And also, B's very easy to retake as well. So, with all that being said, I think Haven's going to go in A tier. And I know we boys are looking forward to our next ranking here. We're going to be ranking Icebox. And honestly, Icebox, it's not too bad, boys. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. Hear me out. I feel like it's kind of one of those maps where, like, it's very aim heavy, It's kind of just like who can hit their shots better. You can't really use smokes too well in this map, and it's kind of just about hitting sites fast and hitting them quick and being able to rotate on defense fast. Everything's so fast. This is like a fast-paced map, which I enjoy. But in terms of overall maps, like compared to the other maps, would I play Icebox or Bind? I prefer to play Bind. And between Icebox and Fracture, I feel like I want Icebox more. I feel like Breeze and Fracture are definitely on the lower side just because there's like one's too big and the other one's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't really describe Fracture, but I feel like Icebox, it's a fast-paced map that relies on aim. And if you have good aim, you should enjoy that map too. But I know the pros don't like it, and that's okay. I mean, how many people are pros, Majority of the player base are not pros. But for that reasoning, I think I'm going to put Icebox and B right below Bind. The next map we're going to be ranking is Lotus. This tier list is looking a little weird, so we're going to have to put some changes here. What I'm thinking we're going to do is bring Breeze down to F tier, and we're going to bring Fracture down to F tier. I love Fracture personally, but I can honestly agree that it's not that good of a map in terms of all the other maps. I also think that Lotus is trying to be Haven. But it's not Haven. So for those reasonings, we're going to put Lotus in C tier. I feel like the walls are paper thin. I feel like the rotating doors are always buggy. You can get stuck in them. I don't know. It feels like the map is so big, but also so small at the same time. And if you guys agree with me, let me know in the comment section down below. The next map we're going to be talking about is Pearl. It's not too bad of a map, honestly. After they reworked it and kind of balanced it to make it easier on defenders to guard B, I feel like overall it's not too bad, man. I can see how some people have issues with it. Personally, I don't win a lot on Pearl. It's one of my lower win percentage maps, but I still enjoy part of it. It's not completely horrible, and I feel like it's good like team setting up. You have to work together as a team on this map, and for those reasonings, I'm thinking that we might put Pearl in B. I think we're gonna put Pearl in B right under Icebox. I do think Pearl's better than Lotus. Lotus it's an okay map, it's just not my favorite, you know? The next map that we are going to be ranking is Split. I think Split's a fan favorite, boys. I think Split deserves to be an A tier. I think it's basically, when you think of Valorant, I think of Ascent, Haven, and Split. Those are the maps that I started playing when the game came out. Honestly, Split just has a special part in my Valorant journey. It's one of those maps that I basically learned the game on, you know? It just has a special place. And I might be biased, but Splits, I feel like it's a good map. It's balanced. You have to, control mid, and you can go for a variety of areas on the attacking side. Also, it's balanced and attacking because you still have to guard three. It's like basically a 3-site map without having a third site. You still have to guard mid, because for mid you can go to either A or B very easily through ropes and then up through A Heaven. I think Split's a very well balanced map, and I enjoy it a lot. And that's why we're going to put it in A tier above Haven. Our last and final, I guess you could call it a map, but not really a map, is the range. The range holds a special place in all of our hearts. How would we improve our aim? Where would we practice? Of course, we got aim labs, but the range is just, how many hours have you put into the range? You know? I feel like you've put more hours into the range than you had in most of these maps. But the range, you can practice your aim, you can do parkour. It's just, the range is basically where everyone needs to start. The game starts in the range. If you don't believe that, then I don't know what to say, boys. The game starts in the range. You learn everything in the range. Maybe not so much game sense and stuff along the lines of that, but the range is where you get your mechanics down. And for that reasoning, we're putting the range in S tier alongside Ascent. And boys, after looking at this tier list, I think we might just bump down Icebox. I feel like if Icebox and Bind are the same kind of map in playstyle, I feel like Bind's a little bit better than Icebox just through the teleporters and stuff. And that's why I'm going to move Icebox down to C tier. And now our tier list looks nice and even. That was also the reasoning behind this. But I think Pearl is also a better map than Icebox too. But we'll move Icebox above Lotus, because I would like to play Icebox more than Lotus. And now we have our completed tier list. Let me know if you boys agree with this tier list. Let me know where you would have put certain maps and what your favorite maps are and what your least favorite maps are and why you don't like it down in the comment section below. And it has been your boy Canadian Bacon, and I will catch you boys in the next one. Peace out.